Hey guys, we are on our way to Razorback Archery this morning. Razorback Archery just outside of Ash Flat, Arkansas on Highway 62. It's our local elite dealer in the northern region of the state here. Um, and they have in stock, they received yesterday, the new Elite Varos. All right. Elite's new flagship hunting bow for the 2026 season. We're going to go out and take a look at it and give it a test fire and see what our thoughts are. I've got just a little bit of background with some of the technology that it goes into this bow, the cam system, the set technology, some of the other stuff. And I can already tell you, based off of just the specs and my previous knowledge of that cam system, that this thing is going to be a winner. All right, so we're on our way out there now. We should be there in just a couple minutes. We'll slap a rest on it, throw a D-loop on it, fire it over a chronograph, and I will give you my thoughts and reactions to the new Elite Varos. All right, guys, we're here. We're going to go in. We're going to take a look at this bow. Take me just a minute to get it set up and ready to look at. And we will be right back. All right, guys, we made it in here and got this bow set up. Threw a D-loop on it, threw a whisker bisque on it, set it to 29 inches and 65 pounds. Let's talk just a little bit about this bow before we fire it over the chronograph. This is not going to be what I would consider a speed bow. This is going to be a bow that you're never going to want to get rid of. The technology and the changes that they've made to this bow over some of the previous models have made this bow what I consider to be the bow that you're going to keep for the next several seasons. It's going to be adequately fast. It's going to be extremely smooth. It's going to be very accurate. It's going to be easy to tune. It's going to aim really well. It's going to be super accurate, durable, you name it. This is going to have everything that you are looking for in a bow that you're going to keep wrapped up in one package. Axle to axle length, let's read it off the card here. Axle to axle length is 32 inches. Draw lengths from 25.5 to 31, 6 5/8 inch brace heights. It comes in 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, and 75 pounds, and a mass weight of 4.55 pounds, up to 90% let off. I've got this thing set on about 80% let off, and 65 pounds, 29 inches. I think I said that. Now, let's talk about the features. When it comes to tuning, you're not going to find any other bows on the market that have any more tuning features than what this bow has. Set technology has been around for a long time. I've been shooting elite bows since it first came out, and I have never, ever, ever had a mechanical failure with set technology. It works exactly as advertised and is bulletproof. They have the new timing system. New this year, the yoke timing system. This allows you to time your cams without the use of a bow press. 1/4 inch draw length adjustments, and adjustable let off in your mod stop or in your draw stop on the mod. One of the things that I did notice that the previous model bows have had is an option for cable stops or limb stops, and I don't think this bow has it. I think it's just cable stops, but I can promise you're not going to miss the limb stops. Very solid back wall, very, 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 very good feel at the end of the draw cycle. This is a quad track cam, so it's got 4 tracks with the splitter system. All right, so last year Elite had the Artist and the Eon, and it had this SP2 cam on it. The benefits of the SP2 cam over some of the previous model tri-track cams is the stability that you will find throughout the draw cycle and while at full draw and aiming. It balances the load across the axle. It balances the load through the center of the riser. It makes the bow easier to tune, easier to aim. Your bearings are going to last longer. There's going to be so many things that you will find with this setup that it's going to make this bow one that you're never going to want to get rid of. The Last year, Elite had the Exalt 35 and the Exalt LD. The Exalt LD is a very similar cam, but this is better. When they come out with the SP2 cam, they move the mod to the be the right hand side of the bow if you're holding the bow, which lines everything up with the LTR. So you don't have the side load on the cables that you were having before. You won't have cables in your sight picture if you were struggling with that before. And this cam, the string track on the cam is very, very, very similar, if not exactly like the Exalt LD. Now, how does that benefit you? Well, I know a bunch of guys that shot that Exalt LD on the ASA Tour last year. The thing about that cam is you don't have to be a short draw a long draw to benefit from that cam. Open pro shooter Ryan Reed is the opposite of a long draw guy, right? And it's that cam, that bow is one of his favorite of all time. Nate Atkins shot it and won the Classic. Joseph Goza shot an unbelievable score on day one at the Classic. Keith Ahlstrom shot it in the senior pro class last year and won some tournaments. Stephen Altizer was your ASA shooter of the year in the senior pro class, and he shot that bow all year. Exalt LD is a shooter, and this cam is extremely similar to that cam, only better. So, like I said, this is going to be the bow that when you purchase this bow, you're never going to want to get rid of it. Features out the wazoo. Picatinny mounts on the top and bottom limb pocket for accessories. That's what they call the rack system. Got a Picatinny mount on the front for your sight, but you also have the traditional sight mounts. Burger holes for regular traditional sight mount with the integrated sight dovetail also machined in. You've got the integrated quivers and side mount stabilizers that Elite sells to support these mounting systems. But you've also got your standard stabilizer mount on the rear and two on the front. This little dampener. Let's talk about that dampener in mass weight. Some of the reviews that I've watched, they talk about how that this bow is heavy. All right, 4.55 mass weight. That's average. All right, but if you take this off, that's about 2 ounces of weight on the front of that, plus the amount of weight that's in the rubber. So this is probably close to 3 or 4 ounces. All right, some of the bad reviews, if you could call them that you'll see when they talk bad about how the advertised weight doesn't meet the advertisement. The advertised weight doesn't meet the actual weight. If you take that off, it does. All right, more than does. All right, you don't have to shoot it with this, but I can tell you, it's an accessory. It's an add-on. It's something that they are giving you in the purchases of this bow that you're going to appreciate, because it definitely does a lot to dampen vibration. Okay, so yeah, like I said, this bow's not going to be a speed demon. It's not going to win, any speed record contest, but it is going to be bulletproof, reliable, easy to tune, super accurate, and a bow that you're going to enjoy for years to come. All right, so let's shoot it over the chronograph. I've got a 455 grain Ultra 246. This is just this is the limited. This is not even the Premier. This is my hunting arrow last year. 65 pounds, 29 inches, 455 grains, 80% let off. Let's shoot it over this chronograph and see what it says. Hopefully this chronograph won't give us a fit. Sometimes these chronographs on the inside are a little finicky, but let's see what she says. $271.2. So 271 with a 455 grain arrow at 29 inches and 80% let off. Like I said, that's not going to win any speed record contest, but it's definitely going to provide to you a platform that will be easy to tune. Broadheads are going to shoot like a dream. If you're going to tack or anywhere where you're going to be stretching things out, and accuracy is a must. This is going to be the one that's going to make you show out for all your buddies. All right. And like I said, tuning features galore. You can't ask for more features in a bow than what this bow gets. All right. So head on out to your local Elite Deer. We're here at Razorback Archery in North Central Arkansas. If you're anywhere within 100 miles of here, I highly recommend you come check these guys out. If you look behind me at their range, that's just the tip of the iceberg. This is one of the nicest shops I've ever been in, and you will never regret coming in here. Jeff and the guys will take care of you every time. Ask them to shoot the Elites. They will fix you up. They've got 2 of these in stock right now. And yeah, come see them at in Ash Flat, Arkansas, right outside of Ash Flat, Arkansas on Highway 62 at Razorback Archery. They'd like to get you fixed up with the new Elite Varos. You won't be disappointed. See you soon.